Hey, and welcome back to the Saint Sam YouTube channel. Once again, a video with no editing, just a continuous recording. And that's because I'm very, very busy on my main channel, Sam's Movies, at the moment. I failed to mention that in the last video, reviewing the Saints season. Yes, the main channel's got a lot of work being put into it at the moment, a shit ton of editing. And sadly, when you're doing a shit ton of editing for one channel, it's tough to do editing for another channel. I've got a lot of channels at the moment, so it's tough to juggle them. AFL season almost over anyway, so very, very interesting to see what's going to happen. And it's the semi-finals. We're going to take a look at them. I've got to look at them on the AFL app here because I usually do this. I did this last year. I'm doing it again, and I'm very excited to review the season and just have a look at what's happened here. We're not reviewing the season. What am I saying? Last year I did the semi-finals preview and the Prelim finals predictions and the same sort of format for all the finals. So I figured why not do it again this year. They weren't edited last year as well, so they just had me holding the camera and like moving it heaps like to my face. And I don't do that anymore. I mount the camera now and actually make it a proper, video at least. And this is a very high quality camera as well, so I'm very happy I've been able to use this and it's so easy to use. So the semi-finals, I was so proud of the Saints. Unbelievable effort, getting it to within 17 points at the start of the last quarter with a great Jack Loney goal, I think it was. Incredible stuff from Hunter Clark. He was the man of the match for St Kilda. Best player on the ground for St Kilda. Best player on the ground was Shane Edwards. If he wasn't in the side, we would have been a chance. But I still think Richmond would have won, no matter what. Even if there was Ryder in, even if there was Carlisle in, even if Ben Long played, it still would have been a Richmond win. They were just too good. We might have got it to within a few points, which would have been devastating. So I'm kind of glad with what happened. Best result, other than winning a grand final, the best finals result, in my opinion, for your team is winning an elimination final and then making the semi-finals after a long drought of making the finals or even winning finals. I think it was an unbelievable season. I'm very proud of my Saints. Very, very proud. And yeah, I just thought if we can get it to within under 20, this would be the best. This would be the most proud moment as a Saints supporter since the 2010 draw. Like, and especially with that goal going against us, that was clearly a goal. Floston, you dog. It was it was an incredible moment when we gave ourselves a crack under 3 goals. I was very happy. I knew Tigers, they'd just be too hard to beat in that last quarter though, and they were. It's tough to swallow when you're getting a little bit closer, but nah, great fight from the boys. Very disappointing, the 6 goals 13 though. Ugh, you gotta fix that. In big finals you can't kick inaccurately. Brisbane had that problem last year where they just couldn't kick accurately in the big finals, and that was our problem last night, or the other night. It was very disappointing, but we weren't as bad as Collingwood were. Collingwood were cooked, and I mean cooked. Like, they had played their grand final in the elimination final over at Perth. They were exhausted, I'm guessing, from quarantining in Perth, from all the travel, from everything. Sorry about any background noise. It was crazy. Like, just watching them play last night was witches' hats. They were all cooked, exhausted players that just had no energy left in them, and there's a lot of background noise while I'm trying to record this video. This is why I don't record my main channel videos in my bedroom anymore. Like, I've just given up. Even if the audio doesn't sound great on my newest commentary videos, I guess, where I review shows, I'd rather record in another room because a lot of background noise. Anyway, I couldn't believe it. I was just watching thinking, they are completely stuffed. And they just you couldn't even make contests at all. Geelong were just getting uncontested mark after uncontested mark. And then when the ball was pushed forward for Collingwood, Geelong would always make a contest, and never would Collingwood be able to get the easy mark to transition the ball. It just never worked. The whole night never worked for them. It was shocking, and I feel bad for the Pies supporters because they watched one of the all-time great wins in club history the week before, and then they see one of the all-time worst losses for finals. But nah, it shouldn't be downplayed, their elimination final, just because of this night. I think it's less devastating than losing the semi by a few points, considering how Collingwood have just gone from nowhere a couple of weeks ago to being able to make a semi-final after playing the Eagles in Perth. Like, no one would have thought they would have made the semis. So an unbelievable performance from Collingwood, but Geelong were fantastic. Dangerfield, wow, the return of Danger in finals. There's something about Dangerfield and the semi-finals round where he just does some amazing things. Like in 2015 against the Hawks, he kicked a ridiculous goal from the boundary. 2009, his first, I think, big performance in a final, I reckon. Goal kicking wise, he did an amazing job against the Pies, kicking some awesome goals for the Crows. And he's just always good in that semi-finals round. Like 2017 too, actually, against the Swans, he tore it apart. So the guy's a monster in the semis. We're going to have to wait and see if he can put together against the Lions, which I'm about to talk about. Yeah, God, this is a big one here. These are two Victorian teams that aren't great in the state in prelim finals or big finals. Now, the last time Richmond played at the Adelaide Oval against Port in a final, it was it was horrible. They got fucking wrecked. And I can see that happening again. I'm sorry, but Port, they did an amazing first quarter against Richmond in the earlier round this season. The best game of the season for me in the home and away rounds was Port v Richmond. I watched the whole game and I enjoyed it so much. Such a great game to watch. Every single contest was massive. And in this game, it'll be huge. I can see Port doing an Adelaide in the prelim final in 2017 where they just bulldozed Geelong. I can see that happening. Unless Richmond steady the flow and do a Hawthorn in 2015 where they managed to beat Freo and then go all the way. It was a hard thing to achieve, but that Hawthorn team was magnificent. I just don't see this Tigers team winning this game of football. I honestly believe Port can win it in extra time even. It'd be unbelievable. It'd be unbelievable if Port can win it in extra time. That'd be a great game. But no, I think the Port Power are going to win. I think they're going to put together a ridiculous first quarter and Richmond aren't going to be able to recover from that first quarter. It's going to be one for the ages for the Port fans. And look, it'd be fascinating to see what happens in this game. More background noise. I think Port Adelaide are going to play a very attacking style of football. Every contest is going to be attacking. Richmond are going to be a little bit tired, I reckon. Just a little bit tired. They've got a youthful team for some of they've got a bit of a youthful team, I reckon. And look, it's not the same team as that Hawthorn side in 2015 where there's just so much experienced bodies, people who knew how to recover. It's a different side. I just don't see it happening for Richmond. Sorry. In the prelim final or the grand final, I'm just, I hope they can prove me wrong though. No, I don't hope they can prove me wrong. But, Richmond fans, prove me wrong, because I just see the Port Adelaide with 2 weeks off, 15 days off as well. Oh my God, just half a month off of football, whereas Richmond have had to just keep on playing. Tipping Port Adelaide for this one. Should be a great game of footy though. I hope Port destroy them. That's shocking though. It's either Port destroying them or Port winning in extra time or destroying them in extra time. That'd be a great game. So, the Brisbane Lions against Geelong. This is an interesting clash because you look at Geelong in recent preliminary finals interstate. You look at them in the Adelaide Oval in 2017. They were horrendous. They were so bad. They played another preliminary final interstate. Oh no, that was a qualifying final against Freo in 2013. Look, that was their only interstate prelim recently, and it was not good. And I can see Brisbane just tearing them a new one in this game. Honestly, I think they're going to get a rude shock after how much they destroyed Collingwood. They're going to be playing a completely different side on that Gabba. Brisbane just won't. I'm confident. Look, here's the thing. I can't see one of these Victorian teams missing the grand final for some reason. There's a part of me that says in my head, both Victorian teams aren't going to miss out on the grand final here. That's what my head's saying. But then, again, my head's also saying these two teams playing in their home grounds, I can't see them both losing. I can't see one of them losing even. So, Lions, you don't get a bigger opportunity in football. Playing a grand final at your home ground. This is the only time they're ever going to play a grand final at their home ground. This is the only time a team outside of Victoria will ever even get an opportunity to play a grand final on their home ground. And that's a big call for the next 60 years or so. So I just don't, in a million years, see the Lions losing this game. I'm sorry. Geelong would have to pull off the most heartbreaking for Brisbane and the most brilliant performance of their season and just have to be the Geelong of old. You know, the Geelong that played Port Adelaide and the Geelong that played St Kilda earlier in the season to win this one. They would have to just... I just don't see it happening. I'm sorry. Brisbane are going to make the grand final. And hopefully they're going to play Port Adelaide. But a Brisbane-Richmond grand final, that'd be very good either way. So, yeah, look, this is a huge opportunity for Brisbane. Home prelim, home qualifying final, and a home grand final. It only happens for Victorian teams like Richmond, for Victorian teams like Collingwood. It's only ever happened for those sorts of teams in recent years. And Hawthorn, obviously. So, this is their moment. This is their moment, and I reckon they'll go to the grand final. Will they win the grand final? I don't even mind if they lose the grand final. I will be probably rooting for them in the grand final. But if it's Port versus Brisbane in the grand final, that's just the best grand final ever. I'll be enjoying that so much. Gee whiz, I'd love to have mates over though for the grand final. It's probably not going to happen. It's very disappointing for me. Look, I would go to a footy oval and watch the grand final on this little phone with some mates instead of being in my house on my own watching a grand final. That's how badly I prefer watching the grand final with some mates. You got a couple of brewskis, some freaking takeout, or you make some oven pies and chips and bring it down. You got to have oven food for the grand final. I mean, that's just a given. And it'd be tough. It'd be a tough thing watching the grand final by myself. It wouldn't be nice. I'd be on a phone call with my mates. But yeah, it would not be great. It would not be good. I'm very keen though. It should be a fantastic prelim final weekend. Best weekend of footy, prelim final weekend. It's the best weekend that the footy world has to offer. It's fantastic. Grand final day is the best day in sport, in my opinion. It's my favourite day of the year. That's why it's devastating. I'm probably not going to be with my mates that day. Still on phone calls though, still on Zoom calls, but it's not the same. It's not the same. It's shit. So hopefully you kick on the footy oval on grand final day, at least something. But yeah, it's gonna be a tough day if there's no mates. Anyway, I'm keen. I'm keen for the prelims. The prelims are gonna be awesome, and I'll be watching them from here. Prelim final, best weekend. Grand final, best day of the year. So there's just so much to look forward to. What can I say? I love my footy. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fantastic. Thanks for watching, guys. I know it's pretty shit standards for content. An unedited video. Next year, there will be so many game day vlogs that have a shit ton of editing. My mate Jake and I are going to go to town, going to so many games, editing the crap out of them, making them entertaining to watch. There might actually be a re-upload coming up soon on this YouTube channel of our St Kilda West Coast vlog from last year. We're going to try and fix that up and spruce it a bit so that there's something this year uploaded as like a game day vlog. Anyway, I've rambled on for so long. It's another one of those unedited set up your camera videos, and all I can say is go Saints. Go Saints in the prelims. God. Come on the power, come on the Lions. I don't even mind if it's Port Adelaide versus Geelong, just anything but Richmond. I don't like dominance in AFL football, I'm sorry, and I don't like any of Richmond's players. Sorry, Richmond supporters, but that's just the way I feel. Fucking hell, let's just end this damn video. God, I'm excited. Great weekend of footy coming up.